Hello YouTube, Infinite Matchray community, Gandalf here. I'm recording this video in advance, so by the time you actually watch it, it would have been probably at least a good week since I've recorded this video. And I hope the content in this video at least aged somewhat well for about a week's time. Many of you have probably noticed that we're now in the Elite Division. But when you proceed to the Elite Division, our guild also now joins the Elite Division. And we're once again at clash with some of the toughest guild in this division. So if you look at the guild arena ranking, we're making our way up there. But if we look at the server rankings now, Masakari, or one of Bushido's guild, is definitely the top guild in this division, followed by Dark Sky and Inverted Sky. Just by the naming of this, I wonder if they're like sister guilds or has joined forces. Looking at the strength of some of these guilds, right? We can see right away in championship, some of the best players right now are from these guilds. If we were to quickly check rankings, Aang is from our side. So is Youst. We got Hell D, Ottoman Empire. Lord Anne is from Dark Sky. Charlotte is from... So you can see a lot of the top players are from the Bushido Guild here. Not a surprise. So we got another Dark Sky up here. And you can see their power. They're short 2 players, but they're about 48 mil. They're short 2 as well, but they're 51 mil. Let's see if we can find someone from Inverted Sky. Wow, they're pretty much their entire guild is up there. There we go, Inverted Sky instead of Dark Sky. They're 49, but 30 out of 30. So looking at just purely from a power perspective, right? We are likely to be the underdogs of this group. We are currently, if we check, we're at 51 as well from an overall power perspective. So when we go into Guild Arena, just purely from a strength perspective, we are likely, we're going to have a real hard time versus Masakari Wu. And I think it will be a tough battle against Dark Sky, but we might be on par with Inverted. And I haven't found any players from these other two, so I'm hoping they will be relatively easier compared to the rest. But we'll be having some serious competition this week, or by the time you guys watch this video. I'm releasing this as episode 27, and recording it well in advance of episode 26 of the server 108 journey. So what I'm going to be talking about today actually is, now that this account has gotten Agatha E1, we cleared all of our towers. We easily, with the help of Muron, we're now farming a stage 30. We're farming high level dungeons. I'm farming 38 right now and 36 over here stably. So this really puts us in a well positioned account from a farming perspective. And what's the point of farming all that gear if you're not going to put to use in PvP? So today I'm going to be talking about how my teams are evolving now that I got Muron, and many of the players now have Muron. And as we pass the anniversary, a lot of people picked up some limited hero chests. So today I'm going to talk about team composition and how that may evolve depending on the different limited heroes you have access available to you. You see that this is my team that I've got set up right now. And before I got Muron over here, usually it would be a solid DPS that can quickly trigger a kill. So for example, picking a PvE hero such as Adeline that can easily, secure a kill will work well on this team. Conceptually, the first one is, this is anti-CC. Your Panda is speed tuned so that, Nordak goes right after, and then, it covers whenever a CC comes in, and DMU and Indra will go. I happen to have Eratos here, but if you don't have Eratos, this team works perfectly fine. I will go into specific details about each of these compositions. If you go into my channel around PvP the PvP essentials. I went into a lot of details about team composition. Even though that video is from almost a year ago, that entire series of video goes into a lot of details about team composition, how you should be thinking about team compositions, and the general genre of team compositions for mid game. I don't think it changed. Yes, we have new heroes that add to the pool, but for most free to play heroes, there are going to be a few themes around the teams you'll be building. So we're actually going to be building out fresh new teams today, and we're going to be then putting these teams to the test against some of the toughest players in this division right now, or this zone right now. So first of all, from what you have available from a free to play perspective, here's a couple of tricks and teams you can build around. So what you want to do is, I think this team is still relevant in the meta quite a bit, is having a space Lydia setup, and it works really well against teams where you can you run into a situation where you want to outspeed them. And what you would do is you would use Lydia to auto attack the highest speed opponent on the enemy team, and then hopefully your space will be faster, and then you will get the first turn advantage. Now, if you have exclusive 3 space, that means your speed, I believe, your second follower, if it doesn't have any initial turn meter, so for example, say you're following up with a Guhana or something like a Cthulhu that enable another hero to go, I would say you need about 93% of whatever the speed is of space. Like it should be 93.7 something, but just to be safe, like say space is E3, you need you have 2000 speed, you need around 1880 just to be safe, right? Now, if you don't have exclusive 3, what you need is actually about 1.07 times faster. So if you're 2000 speed, to fully take advantage of that additional turn meter, your Cthulhu should be around 2150 or so, right? Just multiply the ratios in to figure out what is the minimum speed, so you don't get cut in between. Not get cut in between is super important as you speed tune your team, and this comes into play in every single team that we will talk about as well. So this is one idea, right? You can use Bisodin, you can use Rister if you have Rister, like Rister exclusive 1 definitely will work really well here. But here is then your kind of speed cleave composition, right? So here, if you can go into a Malosh, should be with a total of 50% turn meter gained. You shouldn't have any problem getting Malosh to go next, and you're going for a big AoE nuke. And this is where your finisher could be Eratos here. It could be any sort of other sort of finisher that goes really well with it. Like even here, right? Like if you had enough effective hit, like something like this with Barry, like I would even do that, right? Like early game, you saw me run teams like that. But the idea here is kind of your speed cleave. This can work very well with anything. You can use Moshi in here. So this is kind of like your general theme of your speed cleave. You're taking advantage of Lydia poke, and you'll get the speed advantage. The downside of this setup is you do need to manual this team because if you just set it up as a preset where you auto attack on Lydia, it will always go after the enemy with the lowest defense, I believe, or the lowest HP. I have to double check, but it doesn't go after space automatically. I have to double check. I was pretty sure it's the lowest defense enemy, but I could be wrong. So that's something you guys could double check and let me know in the comments below. I checked it before. I just simply don't remember, so I don't want to say that I know the exact answer to that. But there is a rule to determine which one Lydia hits, and I can tell you it's not the one with the highest turn meter, as contrary to popular belief. So this is sort of like your speed cleave team, right? So you can run a team like this. You can mix this one up. So if I had a Nazel, pretend this was a Nazel, right? Like I can freeze them and then go first. Like that's a possible composition first. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Nazel on this account. I could probably actually, let me see if I still have a Nazel in one of my boxes for a sec. Nope, I have a popper. I think I picked Chelsea out of the other box. So, anyways, let's go back here. So that's kind of our first team composition, right? It's sort of building a speed cleave around this. There are a lot of heroes you can kind of, I don't know how many people have a Rona E3 at this point. If you have a Rona E3, you can potentially put it in here because it will synergize really well with this. If you have an Atkins E1, this is also another really good play because this helps you. You don't even need Lydia in this setup anymore because this will help you mirror counter any space or anything that, or E3 Ronai here where they get additional turn meter. You will get additional 20% turn meter because they got all of those heals. So this is also a viable setup, but a theme of this builds around speed cleave. Okay, I think that's probably the easiest for people to get used to. The second one is thinking about Panda. A lot of people have Pauline teams, and this is where Pauline teams comes in really helpful. Now, the only exception here is when you're faced against Ascendo E2 or higher, because E2 start pushing your turn meter back. Ideally, for most speed tuning, all intensive purposes, what you want to do is Panda should be 90% of the speed of the next mover. Ideally, you pair it with Nordak because this helps you set up a really bulky HP-based team, and Nordak immediately can go into immunity to damage and CC, help you protect the rest of the team. This works even with a E0 Panda. You can see very quickly how my Panda is built here. My Panda has pretty much all speed subsets on a tenacity set. Got enough effective rest of all going to speed. You can even put a speed aura on it if you can. Put tenacity here, blessings, whatnot. Like this is sort of kind of early game stats you can aim for with an E0 Panda. Of course, with E2 it becomes a lot easier, but E0 is totally viable. My Nordak can go up to 90% of that speed. So here Nordak you're seeing is 2474. Pollen with a speed of this plus speed aura, I can protect to up to I think 2520. So this allows me to set up a team like this. Now, optimally in this team setup, there are quite a few options, right? You can either follow up with some sort of counterplay, where you can put whatever DPS you want. You can maybe say start with a strip, and then just make sure the strip speed is the same as your next two DPS. Maybe scaling off of HP. So Agatha would be a really good choice, or even like if you have, I don't have a Quinlining here, like any sort of kind of AOE based, like again because of Eratos, like just ideas around what you can do, right? Is the team is a second turn play team. Take advantage of Panda. You have really 3 slots to build the rest of your team from. So that's what I'll call kind of a Panda setup. My favorite one, I think, right now is just taking advantage of DMU Indra. You saw me run this quite frequently. So DMU Indra gets a kill, Erato gets procced, and boom, 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 everything goes. My DMU is also speed tuned to this. I think she's 2513, just a little bit under the threshold of what Panda can protect. Because here's the thing. You want the secondary mover to be Panda to be 90% of the speed, more than 90% of the speed of the next mover, because if they're hit by a CC, Panda gets 10% turn meter, 20% turn meter, everybody else get 10. So immediately you're basically counter any sort of CC team. I'm going to outspeed anything comes in with hit me with a Nizil. So this is really good for anti-Nizil. This is really good for anti-Ascendo. Your turn meter is not going to get pushed back. Having a really fast follower to that allows you to combo effectively. So this is sort of like a composition I like to run. And the last one is kind of like your flex spot. Moving on, right? Of course, you can also, throw Atkins in there as a mix. Now, your last team, right? Your last team could also take advantage of Catherine. Everybody should have a Catherine by now, right? Catherine, what you can do also is sort of like a anti-cleanse play, and you can have some sort of enablers that go with it. So what I like to do sometimes, like you've seen this team quite a bit, my Catherine, and this is also another really important detail. So if you actually look here, my Catherine 2471 plus Cthulhu is exactly also with the speed aura 2471. So that means they literally are in sync perfectly in speed. That's what you want to aim for, to be the same speed. And basically, whoever is placed to the left of the icon is one that's actually going to go first. And I talk about this again in my PvP mechanics and all of that series if you have time to watch the whole thing. But hopefully this video, is a quick rundown of all the key information in the other videos here. So with that, hopefully, this will allow me to then, bump it right into Moshi. Now, I don't know if I have a, yeah. So Snove used to be something that we run a lot back then for Nizil counters. So Snove at exclusive 3 will be immune to freeze, and we can actually get additional turn meter when she's frozen. So she immediately pushes the enemy back and allow you to have a counterplay. So this is really good for counterplay against freeze teams. But nowadays, permafreeze isn't seen as often as before. Doesn't mean you don't play against that, right? So here you see this composition quite a bit. Really good to pair up with the likes of Nordak. So for example, you have a Nordak that goes right after. You can then Nordak use skill. If you have exclusive 1, you can push there and reset their turn and then do a joint attack. Just make sure you have enough effective hit to do that. That's also another really good setup. If you're using Nordak, highly recommend going all caster with it. And this evolves into sort of like a permafreeze setup, because joint attack pushes all casters turn meter. All casters actually going to get ahead of Santa, and then you freeze and you double freeze in. So that kind of gets into another genre of teams. So imagine you have a Nizil, right? Nizil, and you're going to freeze them. Ideally, you have a Popper or, a E3 Ronai. A little bit expensive. I feel like at this point, not a lot of people would have invested in an E3 Popper, not like some of the older zones. Newer players probably wouldn't have, put all those eyes in a Popper. Even though Popper showed up in a few packs already, still don't think people are investing into him. He's really strong for PvP. It's just PvP is not a high priority anymore, right? Given all the different damage tags and Sage's Ululi. So priorities really shifted now. So hopefully this kind of gives you a sense of, permafreeze is still possible. You can do Nizil into a very fast Santa. If you're using Nizil into Santa, your Santa can actually run very fast without effective hit. Remembering a permafreeze situation, you do not actually check effective hit for Santa's second freeze. So if they're already frozen, it's guaranteed to freeze again. So no effective hit is required. However, if you do want to land hits with Santa, it's only 50% trigger rate. So basically whatever you beat their effective resistance by, divide by half is what your real hit rate is. So for example, if you want to land, someone has 100 effective res, you want to land on them 100%, you actually need 200 effective res, because 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 200, and then multiply 50%, you get 100% hit rate. So we're not gonna see very high effective hit Santa, but for the most part, people are going to be sitting around the 100 to 150 mark at this level of gameplay. People are maybe have the 50 effective res or a little bit more, and so you could get close to 100% freeze. But that's kind of just your Santa and Nizil. You could make a very good freeze comp. But from a control meta perspective, just to be safe, I actually highly recommend, if you're running a control meta against most team, because at this point in the game, like even if we just look at our enemies right now across the board, right, you can always spot a team. Even if they're some of the strongest players, there's always a team that in theory will be weak to freeze. So for example, even this team, right, this team technically is weak to a freeze control team. So you Nizil into Sendo, they'll be double CC'd. You will basically get the first turn and you will take them out. Like even against Youst, right? This last team, we see the Nizil Ascendo combo here. But otherwise, Nizil Ascendo, pretty much every single team, there, like this one is weak to it. Like we can go down the whole list, right? This one's weak to it. As long as they don't have a panda, even Catherine, right? This is still technically weak to a freeze silence combo, because Catherine will only cleanse one of them and can go again. So you're safe, right? Like not enough people have Ben Austin nowadays. Like Ben Austin actually is a trap. If you try to Nizil Ascendo into a Ben Austin, you actually give them 2 chances to cleanse. So you usually don't want to do that. Okay, back to our team setup. So I kind of talked about your space setup already. There are we talked about the variation of the second turn movers, right? So now let's actually build some really strong teams. And what's really important is you figure out what are your core heroes you can build around. For me, I'm lucky enough to have Eratos, Murom, I have Atkins, I have Paulin, I have so as you do your team building, you want to start thinking about, okay, what am I really targeting? What am I likely to counter? You should probably, everybody, I will highly recommend you should still go by, a speed cleave team, okay, a speed cleave team of some sort, a second turn mover team, and the last one should be a control team. Now, because I don't actually have Nizil and I don't have Ascendo, that's a really bad option for me. Otherwise, you can never go wrong with Nizil and Ascendo together in this meta, because for all these teams, for example, the first one I can hit by let's just pretend this is like my Nizil Ascendo team, right? In the first one, it's gonna beat this one, no problem, right? And the second one, Ronai CC or pushback here, like, I'm gonna be, I'm actually, I'm gonna do something like this, right? So the second team is also really weak to double CC. So you're actually better off double CCing, because once you get Eratos CC'd, you're not gonna be hit by all those crazy procs, right? So do a double CC here, right? Even you can even throw in a Santa there for permafreeze, like Nizil into Ascendo pushing back, and then into Santa for that secure freeze, because Ascendo have turn meter pushback as well, right? So that's really important to remember as well. So it's easier for you to complete that combo, right? And then for the first one, right, we can counter that play with something along the lines of this, right? And then we got kind of our Panda team to kind of mirror off on the last one. Or if I happen to have I run something like this also works, right? If I go for AoE cleave. So here, we're going to build out our team, and we're going to be actually challenging some of these people along the way, and we'll see how that plays out, okay? Now, I don't have a CC team, so that's going to play unfavorably for me, but we're going to build pretty strong teams around all of these. So first one, I'm going to be building a team around Panda and CC, and this will help me have flexibility to not only hit anti-CC but also anti-space team as well. We're gonna go by our we're gonna go for maybe actually I'll go here. We'll set up our DMU Indra set up here. Then the second team I kind of want to look at is maybe I do want to stack a really strong second team together. So I know Muron's going to be anti-CC. I'm going to be able to get additional turn meter. I'm going to protect this entire team with the likes of a Catherine. Okay, so this is going to be good, because Catherine is going to help me protect that. And this is more than enough to trigger Eratos, right? We'll figure out what we want to throw in there as kind of a last solid measure. This last team, do want to be able to outplay from a speed perspective. So there's a couple of things. If I'm really comfortable with the speed, I suppose I can go. I don't have a lot of solid DPS builds, so this is a really good option. This is one and this gives me flexibility as well, right? I think the first one, having joint attack, really helps as well. This gives me sort of opportunity for counterplay. Having Rister in the last one actually is kind of cool, because I can get Moshi to do even more damage from the buff. That's also another gameplay that I can do to really make sure that Moshi is ready to go. So I'm kind of giving up kind of the free setup. I'm actually, Santa's not used anywhere, right? So Santa could actually kind of go into the first one to to kind of play as a counterplay. One, to allow for doing more damage, or to CC, or actually, you know what? The first team is you kind of do need, you want a nice strip in there, right? So you can strip the enemy. I know DMU is a strip, but additional joint attack to include Indra in there is also a really nice setup. So let's go with this team setup from a meta perspective. I feel quite comfortable with this sort of a meta setup because I get I'm getting the sense that I can do enough damage. I'm a little bit scared of the last team, to be honest. But maybe we can do enough damage. I'm not sure, but let's see how we do. Okay, so let's go. I feel like from a meta perspective, this helps me counter most of the situations I run into. This is flexible enough for me to go outspeed. I have really two strong hero to carry this. If their CC teams are usually a little bit weaker on DPS, so this usually works out in my favor. And I'll kind of have a double kind of level of protection from having Ben Austin there, and here I can use it to just poke at whatever slow, and hopefully the setup gives me enough damage. I just need to check my wrister gear for a sec to make sure he actually has gear, and that's really low attack. I need to get an attack set on that. I've been too lazy. I need to get... Okay, sorry guys. I'm just going to take a brief moment to get my wrister fixed up here. And of course, he doesn't have any skills. He needs to have more attack. We need to give him something with a little bit more, just more attack. Come on, I gotta have something. That's not ideal, but here, let's... Do we have anything with attack and attack rate? Can we get a double attack roll? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's just use that. Transition as much attack over as we can. Anything with attack? Nope. Do we have anything decent from here with attack? Here, we'll steal that from Manilosh. Defense. We'll take that. Do we have something from speed with attack? Yeah, let's take that and ring. Okay, this actually looks okay, even though at least it's useful subs. Okay, so anyways, we got Wrister to... Okay, got another 12,000 attack. Hopefully that's enough attack transferred without level up. But you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea. Here's kind of the team setup. The last one's really going for that one trick pony here. And it's really about building through. And here's also the thing, right? This is really helping you prepare for Guild Arena. You have to set the same team against all the teams. So you want to make sure you're prepared for all situations. And this is sort of like gives you enough versatility, right? Like if I feel comfortable enough with speed, I can, mirror it this way. And because I have the, strongest team set up. I'm going to get hit by Ronite, but with a CC, I actually get some turn meter back, so I'm actually okay. And everybody else should be fast enough to help me, take out the enemy. And this is my strongest team, and it should work against the Muro on a mirror as well. So this is sort of like giving you a sense of, what you can actually play around with. And what you want to do over the next few days between now and whenever you're getting ready for Guild versus Guild Arena is you run the exact same 3 teams, know how to pick your counters, and practice your teams. Practice, because you only get one shot in Guild Arena. You take the time to manual, especially, if we're going to be in a close battle situation, don't auto. And, this is where every fight counts, and knowing how your team works and what it can beat and what it cannot beat becomes super important in those crucial decisions. For those of you who've been around for a lot older times and, OGs who are just catching and want to watch this series, a lot of the OGs know me as, the tactician. I have single-handedly won guild battles by doing like 3 or 4 people's attack and, you know, coming down the tiebreakers, like spending 2 hours before reset, doing everyone's attack manually, and you know, pulled off some amazing feats against much stronger guilds just because, you know, and you can actually find those videos. Go into my channel. Those videos are actually recorded early on in my channel. There are times where I recorded entire battles for other people where I go through the thought. They're all in my masterclass PvP series. So I am known for being a little bit of a tactician there. All right. So this was kind of, let's enough talking. Let's test these teams out and see how we perform against our tough opponent here. And again, here is, you know, in PV, ideally, oh my god. Well, the first one completely flunked. I know he has very high speed, so I probably should have, you know, ran a slightly different mix here. I got the extra turn meter. Catherine's I'm gonna be fine. Let's get the shield up. Wow, he's so much faster than me. Okay, let's get the CCs in there. Okay, Murong, let's go. This is probably a little bit of overkill of my team. I probably could split Eratos, but this is also kind of, you know, set up so that I could, you know, have the flexibility against a lot of different other options. So here, because I am going to be able to strip, I don't care if his panda goes twice. So I'm actually going to put the combat vanguard onto the enemy. Moshi. Strip everyone, hopefully. Oh my god, the damage. So, oh my god, Muro makes this almost impossible. So this is really important, right? To understand, to be able to test these teams, to understand what works and what doesn't. Now that we know, we can easily make a quick adjustment, and you know, and come back around. So what we learned from this, right, is that other than the fact that he's really strong, we should be fine using DMU Indra against him. Is what I figure. Yeah, the resets. There's going to be a lot of anti-CC in there, so this could be tricky, but in theory this could work, right? This could work, and we'll show the playthrough on that. The second team, we should be fine this way. Fingers crossed. He's still faster than me. That's unfortunate. So we're going to be faced against a lot of opponents like this, right? Like, yes, the power is there, but, you know, the glad to know he's on our side. Okay, we cleanse the CC from there. This is where now DMU and Indra becomes super helpful. We do this. And great opportunity to, I mean, we can actually push their turn meter back. We're going to get rid of, oh wait, yeah, his Erato doesn't have E2. So be really careful, right? If you have an E2, this would not work, because it will prevent, it only allow you to hit a small portion of that damage. So now things are gone. We can start working on the last DPS, and that double hit will get rid of the second life. But hey, look, so we're okay. This is gonna be a really drawn out fight, so we're just gonna auto a bit here. I think I actually don't like the looks of this simply because of that Nita in there and all the protection. You know what? I feel super embarrassed right now because honestly, I feel like my original team was better than this new one I came up with. And it's important to know that you really should be checking and testing your theory against actual practice. Muron does put a wrinkle into things a little bit, so. Fortunately, he isn't going to be killing me anytime soon, but Henle is a force to be reckoned with, especially a higher exclusive, simply because that build-up energy will allow you to just one-shot teams like this. Okay, let's just skip this. Hopefully we win. If not, yeah, we won. Now, just watching that playthrough, right? Already kind of noticed a couple of things that potentially we can improve on and move a couple of heroes around. So first of all, on the first one, right? I think if we had something like this, allow us to play against that first team a lot better because when their space move, I will go first, and this will be it gives you a really reliable setup. And I like this on an offensive front a lot more than this particular setup, right? And this frees up kind of the last team was really strong already, and it really just feel like you get enough protection from all of this, and Muron can't be CC'd. You can just do a lot of stuff with this already. So almost feel like this gives me a few different options. Like for example, if I had better gear set up on Agatha, I could definitely do that. Having this team was weak to strip, right? Like having a strip set up here, where I can strip into a Muron hit and then into Santa. Like this would actually be a super nice combo. So from a setup perspective, so I just now got to quickly check, and we're just improving our team along the way from what we learned, and this is what you should be doing, right? So let's just make sure my Mumuk is horribly geared. So hopefully next time when we come back here, my Mumuk is faster than my Santa, and it's between these two speeds because you can then strip, right? Strip AoE strip into the Santa. If you have other hero that can do AoE strip, you can think of the same concept. Your Catherine counterplay, strip. You have Muron Eratos. This is going to prevent me from. Honestly, now I think about it, like at this point in the game, like unless they have like an end game team, like there's no way they can kill me. Direct damage from a single hit from Indra can kill this. Muron is going to reduce so much damage. I can live through so much stuff. This will be weak against permafreeze though, so just keep an eye out. So now we're gonna start, fighting some really tough spot enemies from the enemy. Okay, I don't mean that in a mean way. Friendly competition, right? Not zero drama here. All right. Let's go push against this particular team. Okay. So we got our team set up, right? So let's take that out. Let's put this team to the test. So for example, this will be my setup. And I think this could be a really nice one. Oh, I really want that strip. Okay. You know what, guys? We're going to go quickly gear up our Mamuk here. Okay. Sorry this video is really long, but I know the people who are going to be watching this first are people from my guild, and I know they will watch this all the way through. So if you got here, hopefully you got my message and memo. Um, selfish cooldown reduction. Better. Yeah, because I'm doing. Yeah. So anyways, let's not worry about the rest here. Like you should have some defense, but I just want the speed. Echo wise, I'm gonna blessing. I'm gonna give you speed. I need speed. I need speed. Normally you would do effective hit, but in this case I need speed. And you can see I have absolutely trash for this, but every little bit matters. Aura, let's see if we can get some speeding here. Speed. I don't have any. I am so broke. Okay, speed aura, excellent. Can I get a couple more? Okay, I'll deal with what I can get. Okay, we have a 16 here. Do we have any speed subs? Okay, we're gonna go to here and see if we can spot any speed subs from. Okay, so there's a 30 something. Okay, let's get some rolls going. We need attack with speed. Okay, 29. Oh, here's another tip. If you go into my guide, you will see the things aren't rolling. So here, obviously, if you don't roll into anything, okay, so that's not worth rolling anymore. You want to roll on anything that's actually 35 or 30. Oh, I'm definitely gonna gamble on this. 129, boys. 129, fastest speed, triple roll. Oh, and by the way, only roll on stuff if you want to get super high rolls. There's a specific rolling guide that explains all the stats, but basically says you shouldn't roll anything under 30 because the subsequent rolls will no longer be higher than the higher one. So even if this one, the max you can get is 84, like 28 on every single roll, right? So that's a huge win. All right, you guys all caught that on video. That's gonna serve me like till end game. So for example, this like roll your blues, right? No, this is horrible. Shouldn't have double clicked. This will be, it's usable if we don't get anything better, but let's keep going. Okay, if it gets any lower, okay, that's just, you should do 4 at a time. Okay, that's not worth rolling, right? So I think I'm out of speed. That's not worth rolling either. So that's where we're at. We are at, okay, we're nowhere near. We need more speed. Speed 31. Let's try 2 rolls here. Okay, one more. No. 28 is not really worth rolling. 35s. Should, again, just don't be like you shouldn't be. Okay, 94. Yes, that's a great piece. And do we have any speed that I can steal from? 95. I have 95 there. 92. Okay, 92. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see. Hopefully we got, okay, 231 plus the aura. Perfect. Okay, we got what we need. Perfect. And we get to do that in action. I think my arena team is really coming together now. Okay, so I'm yeah, that's my setup. We're gonna just quickly delete all of these. I think this will be a really new strong team setup for me. It gives me so many play options, and of course having the Mumuk taunt is going to be really huge. This is going to have the nice attack. So here Lydia is going to go combat this is definitely that. Lydia is going to combat vanguard for me. Yes, I know I used to have a Catherine here, but that actually gives me more option. Here's the last one. It gives me solid strip options again. And maybe we'll do that. We even have skill master now, but I probably better off with the effective hit. Or actually, you know what? We'll go straight with joint attack. Joint attack to knock someone out. Okay, let's see if we can take him out. Fingers crossed. Let's watch this team work beautifully. E3 Eratos, right? Really scary setup. Am I just gonna get countered to? But oh my god! god. Oh, thank you. See, that heal from saved me. And now, watch the magic. The magic. Okay, now I'm going to strip everything. Yeah, strip all the buff, not the attribute buffs, right? So, yeah, so yeah, we stole everything. That's important. Let's apply that combat vanguard. Okay, now we have. Okay. Oh shoot. My Muron is not. I forgot to change the gear on Muron, but that's okay. This should trigger it. Beautiful. Well, we'll go fix it right after this one. Okay. So remember what I said is we do the pokey. He knows to do the pokey as well. And we are ahead. And because of the pokey, Melidia still gets to go. Was I not paying attention? Oh my god. That was mistakes were made. Okay, that's called mistakes were made. I almost want to just redo this fight because I could have pushed his Ronai back as well. I wasn't paying attention, but here, just so that we can get a 3-0, I'm going to just, so right, that turn meter, we got the turn meter. We're gonna do a joint attack to, let's kill that Agatha. Bam. Okay. We can actually, oh, Santa's apple. Oh, I hate this one. Oh, I hate this one. How I hate this one. But we get double turn, right? So we can definitely, we'll just keep hitting it until till we get him. And then we will be able to go again, and the strips from Paulin on every joint attack is awesome. It's awesome. I think we got some protect allies here. Okay, so we're gonna win this one, right? But on the last one, I mean, it's okay. We're not gonna waste attack on this. We're just gonna claim our victory here. We're going to go back and improve our team just a little bit further. And this is exactly like what I said, right? Like I can't emphasize this enough, is about, it's about playing your team, play the consistent teams, quickly make improvements as you test it out. Don't be afraid of losing during the week, because honestly, the advanced arena rewards isn't that much. This is during the week where you spend all your time practicing and optimizing your teams, right? So we just got his Agatha down. Now we got his Agatha down the second time. We can auto the rest. Should be no problem. Oh, those Santa apples are such a pain. So if you are close to Santa E3, great opportunity to pick up those Santa E3s. I got... Okay. Yep. Okay, let's quickly go back because I know my I switched these two just to do that fight. Just so that I was doing the boss fight. I forgot to switch it back. There we go. Let's go back. Let's go take out another super tough opponent, Youst. I don't think I can. Youst is super scary. Just look at his first team, right? Like these teams look so hard to beat. What I'm hoping would happen is I get at least. I hope the Muro and Aruto setup is gonna, it's gonna help me at least help me survive, so that I can beat this team. I don't know what his stats are like. The first team, obviously, we can't DPS through that, so we're gonna lose the first one, but we're gonna aim to win the other two. So first one, I'm just even gonna, I'm gonna just skip, just because we can just show like how difficult it is to just blast through. Like, we're not even gonna dent this guy. Like we won't even get through the shields. Here, let's pick the Marcus Pro. Oh, right, you can't. Yeah, no, not happening. Um, we need the 71 account to come in here and just completely smack him. But okay, so this is all the setup, right? This is okay. Eratos, I'm like countering attack. I'm okay because the heal, right? The heal prevents Eratos from triggering any further. And now we watch our counterplay, right? First of all, we're gonna try to get rid of some of those stacks. We are going to get rid of the shields. We're gonna CC them back. Oh shoot! Oh right. Lydia still has a counterplay here, but I have my counterplay and Eratos. It's still not in safe zone because his Eratos still has. Okay, now we make sure we taunt. Let's put in the shield up. He still has. Oh, how tough it is. Right, so we're gonna run into these situations. Many of you are gonna be fighting players that are much stronger than you, but remember, even if you win 2 out of 3, that's a huge accomplishment already, right? Again, on this last team, we're gonna see beautiful CC, multiple CCs, and the more you hit me with Paulin, the more I'm gonna hit you back. And here is a great example of, we got him good. We should be. Let's take care of that main threat there. Extra turn, boom. One more turn, boom, and it's pretty much over. All right, now of course I'm sure he can 3-0 me. Yeah, that's no questions about it. But being able to 2-3 him, and who knows, if he picks the wrong teams, he might be stopped by one of my defense as well, right? So this is my defense setup. Obviously, we're now with all these thoughts in mind. On offense, you notice this is a little bit more spread out defensively, and this is why I'm hoping to at least trap one of the enemy teams on defense. When you're on offense, it's a little bit different. Okay, let's go after some of these higher ranking players like Peterson. I think is another one that's pretty high up there. We see like E3 Eratos again, and here a great example of we're gonna go after this team with our strongest team here, and for a first team, because it's only he doesn't have E2, I'm gonna fully take advantage of the speed situation, though the last one he also wants to outspeed me, so yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Also, yeah, there's but you know what, I feel like, it's a really tough call, right? Because he can definitely nuke the last one, but I can definitely outspeed him on this one. Choices. Let's take our chance here, because I got I can strip with DMU, so it's just a matter of time before I break through his team, right? So okay, let's let him CC us. We're gonna go for a turn meter reduction. We're gonna save our cleanse for later. We're gonna pick one enemy to kill first, and I think the biggest threat on his team is actually Agatha. So let's kill that Agatha first. And then our second target is that mural. We're gonna freeze ourselves. And of course, Nordak, right? Nordak, you notice I E5 my Nordak to get the extra speed on him. Nordak also hits like a truck, so every single turn I can take advantage of that on auto. So remember that, because if you're facing with like a Nita on this team, you need some direct damage, and it's going to come from a ton of Nordak damage there. And what's nice about Apples is I'm not going to proc it when I use joint attack from DMU, and I have plenty of strip. Like Panda's first is a strip. Don't forget that, right? Like, so I actually feel like I'm pretty comfortable autoing at this point. We just need to focus on Mr. Muron there, and we just kill his team one at a time, right? Ta-da! Works like a charm. Oh my god, it's 3:22 in the morning and I'm still recording this video. And it's almost an hour long. We can skip. You can see we definitely won that one. Now watch the second one. So this is again, fully taking advantage of the fact that I just am that much more broken on this team. Because I have nothing really to strip, I can actually do a taunt. Oh, he's too slow. I'm just gonna now completely obliterate him. And of course for the last one, right, just to be safe, pokey. Showering does have a very nasty one, so this is also why having Cthulhu on your team helps, as a because Cthulhu, I find Cthulhu is probably the even though Cthulhu is not a support and isn't as fast as say Bisiden, Cthulhu's passive actually comes in real clutch a lot of times. So yeah, that's why I like Cthulhu a lot from that perspective. Okay, Broken Hands. Yeah, let's take out Broken Hands is actually not that strong, but let's take out Broken Hands, and then we'll go find some more tough opponents here. So for the first one, again, Erato setup. We'll put the strongest team against the strongest team. The last one will outspeed because we have the pokey, and we're not afraid of Muron E2. We are a little bit afraid of that Moshi, however, but we should be able to get enough turn meter and jump ahead and kill that first. We're actually even going to auto this a little bit. I am that confident from the setup. Yeah, not afraid of you at all because I have Muro. Because Muro is broken like that. Okay, it's my turn to hit you back. And I will Erato you some more. Okay, the next one. This one, we will just make sure we go after Moshi first. Yeah, not a worry. Thank you for all the extra turn meter. And boom, we just got rid of the first one. Now let's kill the second main threat. Yeah. This is where, DMU and Indra, usually people think, oh, it's just so PvE. In mid-game, PvP, DMU and Indra is a powerhouse of a team. Don't underestimate how good this setup is. My trusty deputy Abil runs this team, and honestly, to date, even with my lineup, because his DMU is so freaking fast, if I'm not careful, I still lose to him in threes. At least one of my team to this team, if I'm not careful. Okay, this is also the last one where, because I have Mr. Atkins here at E1 or higher, I easily steal the turn from him, and ta-ta, we 3-0'd him. Okay, let's go find a couple more before we wrap up the day here. Okay, zero cool. I think we already defended. We'll do Mr. Tom Roddick, because we'll see how well we do against Mr. Tom Roddick, because this is, he's the only one, and zero cool. The two of them has been the only people that have been farming me like crazy. So let's see if we can get back at them for this. So on the first team, okay, very tough team. E3 Eratos with Muron as well. So I think we're gonna lose this one for sure, but we definitely have a good shot at the other two teams. Right? Yeah, the last one we can CC. So I almost feel like it's worth it to go for the 3 here. Now, if we're in a guild arena situation, I highly recommend, when there's a big power difference, go for the 2 secure wins thing instead of trying to risk it. Here, we potentially do risk it because if I do get CC pushback and then another CC round. Oh no, wait, hold on. I think we're okay. His is only 1, right? Exclusive 1. So I'm going to be fine. And the last one, we both have a space, but his space is going to give more. Oh, this is tricky. This is super tricky because oh, I'm gonna have to do it differently. Yeah, because the last one I am going to lose out to his my Eratos. Sorry, my Atkins is in E3 right now. If he's E3, I would definitely win this one, or it could be it comes down to whoever hits. So I'm gonna forego the second team. I am going to make sure I win the last one. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a loss on this one, but but this is sort of like key. Well, why I'm playing through this is because you're gonna be running through these in guild arenas as well, right? You're gonna have to be very comfortable making these split decisions on because every single point matters, every single point. And the last thing you want is run into a situation where you're like, do I go for the 3 points or go for the 2 points? And being able to make these decisions right. And of course, here's another thing you notice. My Nordak has the highest attack, so that perfect timing to go together with Ben Austin is planned as well. So all of these little details, right? Think about all these little details in your team building. It's super important. Now, let's see if I can even dent him. And what's really scary is I don't even think I can dent him because oh my god. Eratos is just going to finish me. That's okay. There's times where, you got a cracking of a team and you sometimes just choose, this is also one of the weird ones. I feel like, yeah, I am not afraid of you at all because Muro is broken like that. And now I'm just going to steal everything from you. Now, if you have a better stripper than Mamook, definitely go for that. I'm actually going to just give myself a little bit extra speed here and bye-bye. Yeah. So when you put broken limited heroes against a regular team, there's no chance of them surviving. Let's go after Mr. Tom Roddick. And looking at Tom's team here, actually, do I have a better opportunity of taking him down? And I think I do. I think I have a better chance of taking down Mr. Tom Roddick here because his team has more weaknesses. Let's just put it that way. Okay. And let's exploit those weaknesses. So for the first team, we will do Pokey Pokey. I know he's super fast, but I can Pokey Pokey. So because I Pokey Pokey, I am going to outspeed you. And I'm going to Pokey Pokey you a second time. Pokey Pokey. Alright, so bye-bye his first team. Let's get rid of that first. And that, we'll save this for last. Yeah, because I don't know how hard his death damage is going to hit. Okay, the second team. I know his Eratos is scary. It's scary, but I have Muron, so I'm okay. And I got, guess what? I got Strippy, so I'm going to steal all your buffs. That's right. I'm going to steal all your buffs. So you are no longer immune. And now I'm going to freeze you. And now, bye-bye. Wow, he is tanky. But not to 2 rounds of this. Okay, so now we're dealing with a E4 Muro. Oh my gosh, that is scary. And his move. Holy, how did he build him? 2850. That is a really creative way of building it. And a very scary way of building it. But unfortunately, as much as you're tanky and really difficult without Eratos on your team, you are, a sitting duck to my DMU Ninja setup. So I'm gonna actually. Oh, I'm also kind of. Oh, it's okay. I will. Bam. That was like 6 million damage. Survived this. Boom. That's right. And this is what you get. This is what you get. If you're watching, this is what you get. Don't pick on me. If you pick on me, I will. I will find a way to beat your team. And I'll farm you back. Just kidding. I'm really nice. Okay, so there you go. So again, no players were hurt in the making of this video. This video was purely made for demonstration purposes. And I hope all the players can take advantage of this video and improve upon your PvP team building skills. And I know it's a long video, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And all the Bushido people in this, please don't take offense to this video. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.